Are you kidding me right now? What we witnessed at WWE Wrestlepalooza wasn't just wrestling, it was a straight-up massacre that left John Cena's farewell tour in absolute ruins and proved that Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed are the most dangerous tag team WWE has ever assembled. And before you even think about clicking away, let me ask you this: when was the last time you saw 7F5S delivered with such brutal precision that it made a 16-time world champion look like an amateur? Never. Because what Brock Lesnar did to John Cena wasn't just a victory, it was a statement that sent shockwaves through the entire WWE universe. But here's what's got me absolutely livid: while everyone's talking about Lesnar's destruction of Cena, they are completely sleeping on the fact that Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed just proved they are the future of WWE's tag team division by demolishing the Usos in what should have been their moment of redemption. Let me break this down for you, because what happened on the 23rd of September 2025 at WrestlePalooza wasn't just another pay-per-view, it was the night WWE's landscape changed forever. First, let's talk about that absolutely insane opening to WWE's new ESPN era. The atmosphere was electric, the stakes were through the roof, and Triple H's "can you feel it" wasn't just a question, it was a warning of what was about to unfold. Now, I need you to tell me in the comments, did you see Brock Lesnar's return coming with this level of absolute brutality? Because what Lesnar did to John Cena was beyond anything we've seen from the Beast incarnate in years. 7F5S. 7. Each one more devastating than the last, each one driving home the message that John Cena's farewell tour just got derailed by a freight train of pure, unadulterated violence. The crowd went from cheering to stunned silence as they watched their hero get systematically dismantled. This wasn't the Cena comeback story they expected, this was Brock Lesnar reminding everyone why he's called the Beast. And the reunion with Paul Heyman? That smug smile as he watched his monster destroy everything in sight? Chills. But here's where I'm getting heated: while everyone's focused on Lesnar's dominance, they are ignoring the fact that we just witnessed the rise of the most terrifying tag team in WWE history. Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed didn't just beat the Usos, they dismantled them. This is Jimmy and G Uso we're talking about, former multiple-time tag team champions, members of the Bloodline, absolute legends in that ring. And Breakker and Reed made them look ordinary. What we saw was 350 pounds of Bronson Reed crashing down with that tsunami, combined with Bron Breakker's explosive intensity and that devastating spear that can cut a man in half. These two aren't just a tag team, they are a wrecking crew that's about to tear through WWE's entire roster. And can we talk about LA Knight as the special guest referee? The tension, the drama, the way he tried to maintain order while chaos erupted around him? This man's dealing with his own issues with G Uso, and now he's caught in the crossfire of what's about to become WWE's most dominant partnership. Here's my question for you, drop it in the comments: who in WWE's current roster can even challenge Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed? Because I'm looking at the tag team division, and I don't see anyone who can match their combination of power, athleticism, and sheer violence. But let's get back to that John Cena situation, because I am still processing what we witnessed. This was supposed to be Cena's triumphant return to pay-per-view action, part of his farewell tour that was meant to celebrate one of WWE's greatest careers. Instead, we got a masterclass in systematic destruction that left Cena broken, beaten, and questioning everything. The way Lesnar stalked Cena, the precision of each F5, the cold calculation in his eyes. This wasn't just a match, it was a statement. Lesnar didn't just win, he sent a message to every single superstar in the back that he's still the apex predator of WWE. And that reunion with Paul Heyman? The wise man watching his beast tear through one of WWE's biggest legends with that trademark smirk? It's like watching a horror movie where the monster just got his favorite weapon back. Now, I want you to think about this. Comment below with your thoughts. Is John Cena's farewell tour over before it really began? Because after taking 7F5S, how does he come back from that? How does anyone recover from that level of punishment? But while everyone's talking about Cena's destruction, let me redirect your attention to what might be the bigger story coming out of WrestlePalooza: the absolute dominance of Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed. These two aren't just winning matches, they are making statements. Reed's 330-pound frame crashing down from the top rope with that tsunami is like watching a building collapse. And Breakker? This man is the future of WWE, bringing that Steiner intensity with modern-day athleticism that's absolutely terrifying. The way they dismantled the Usos wasn't just impressive, it was scary. Jimmy and G couldn't get any momentum going because every time they tried to build something, Reed and Breakker shut it down with extreme prejudice. And here's what's got me even more excited: these two are just getting started. They are not content with just beating established teams, they want to destroy the entire division and rebuild it in their image. Tell me in the comments what team can realistically challenge them? The New Day? Please. The Street Profits? Not a chance. These two are operating on a different level entirely. But let's talk about the implications of what we saw. Cody Rhodes retained his undisputed WWE Championship against Drew McIntyre in what was reportedly an absolute war. Stephanie Vaquer captured the Women's World Championship by defeating Io Sky. But it's these two storylines, Lesnar's destruction and Reed / Breakker's dominance, that are going to define WWE's immediate future. Here's where it gets really interesting. What happens next? Because Brock Lesnar just sent a message that he's back and more dangerous than ever. But Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed are establishing themselves as the next generation of monsters. Are we heading toward a collision course? Could we see these powerhouses eventually clash? Because imagine the destruction if Lesnar had to face both Reed and Breakker. The ring might not survive that level of violence. And what about Paul Heyman's role in all this? The Wiseman has his beast back, but he's also always looking for the next big thing. Could he be eyeing Reed and Breakker as future additions to his stable of monsters? I need you to weigh in on this. Drop your predictions in the comments. Are we looking at WWE's new dominant faction, or is this setting up for an inevitable clash between generations of destroyers? But here's what really has me fired up: the way WWE presented this entire show. The ESPN debut gave everything a big fight feel that made even the undercard matches feel important. But it was the storytelling that really got me. The way they built up Cena's return only to have it end in absolute devastation? Genius. The way they positioned Reed and Breakker as unstoppable forces who just happened to prove it by demolishing former champions? Brilliant. This is how you create stars, people. This is how you build storylines that matter. And this is how you make a WWE pay-per-view feel like a must-see event. Now, let me ask you this, and I really want your honest opinion in the comments: was this the most impactful WWE pay-per-view of 2025? Because between Lesnar's statement and Reed / Breakker's dominance, I can't think of another show that created this many talking points. The aftermath is going to be incredible to watch. How does John Cena recover from this? How does WWE book Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed moving forward? And what does Brock Lesnar do for an encore after that performance? These are the questions that are going to drive WWE programming for months to come. And that's exactly what a great pay-per-view should do: create more questions than answers while delivering unforgettable moments. But here's my final thought, and this is where I need you to really engage with me. WWE just showed us that they can still surprise us. In an era where everything feels predictable, they delivered genuine shock and awe. Lesnar's dominance was expected, but not to that degree. Reed and Breakker's victory was anticipated, but not with such comprehensive destruction. These are the moments that remind us why we fell in love with wrestling in the first place. So here's what I want from you: hit that like button if you're as blown away by this show as I am. Subscribe if you want more in-depth analysis like this. And most importantly, let me know in the comments what you think happens next for all these superstars. Because one thing is certain: after Wrestle Palooza 2025, WWE's landscape has changed forever, and we're all just along for what's going to be an absolutely wild ride. What match shocked you the most? Who do you think can stop Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed? And how should John Cena respond to this humiliation? Drop your thoughts below, because this conversation is just getting started.